Hello and welcome to Sweet 16, where we watch the sweetest 16 minutes of gameplay and have a little chittity-chattity about what we are seeing. Joining me today is Joe.
Hello there.
And Jordo.
Hello.
So we are going to be looking at Neon White, which I hear is a kind of fusion game. Joe, tell us what this is about.
I mean, I guess I would describe it as a first-person shooter, card-based, speed-running Japanese dating simulator. Yep.
And that's what I mean by fusion.
Yep.
Just take every genre of game you can think of and cram it together, see what happens.
Yep. So I'll give you a quick rundown of the story before I start describing the gameplay. You are what is called a neon, which are apparently sinners who have been sent to heaven. And heaven holds these special tournaments, basically, which will let sinners stay in heaven for a little bit.
Okay, enticing.
And you have to run around and shoot demons, and you have to be the best out of all the neons to win, and you get to stay in heaven.
It honestly sounds a little bit like Gladiator. Like, you are just there for their entertainment.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. I mean, the heaven seems like a bit of a racket, one of the characters even says.
So I see that you've kind of done the same area a couple times. What's the go?
So that's kind of encouraged. The levels are really short. They're like, some of them maybe 20 seconds, some of them 30, but they're very speedy. Once you finish a level, you can then go back through and there are secrets and gifts you can get, which you can then give to people in kind of the hub world to unlock extra dialogue and side missions with the special characters.
Like Hades style.
A little bit like Hades style, yeah.
Cool.
And you also need to get either a gold or I think it's a platinum. I forget what. You need to get the best medals possible to rank up to then unlock the next series of missions you can do. So you kind of have to make sure, like, go back through and do better if you didn't do perfect.
Right. And is it quite tricky or is it fairly forgiving?
It's fairly forgiving. I mean, forgiving is probably the wrong word because you do need to be quite precise. You usually have the sort of the perfect amount of things to do what you need to do, and if you misuse it, you just have to restart the run. Because the runs are only 20 seconds long, it's like,
yeah,
it's no big deal really.
And what is doing better? Does it mean like getting to the end faster, or do you have to kill every single enemy?
Correct. It's just purely time based. So you'll have you might see here I got a silver there. You'll have 17 seconds is platinum, 18 seconds for gold, and so on and so on. And you just need to get the top score.
Okay.
And you also have demons. You can see in the top left there's a demon counter. You just have to kill all them along the way, otherwise you can't finish.
Oh, so you do have to kill them?
Yes, I did try and finish a level without killing them, and it just didn't work.
I was going to say, why don't you just bypass everything and run to the end? But that makes sense.
Yeah, and also you'll see some of the demons. So you see I just ranked up there because I got a gold.
Ooh.
Like this demon here, he's glowing blue, which gives you a blue Godspeed card.
Okay.
So the Godspeed card is like a rifle. I should explain, sorry. The cards act as both a gun and a special ability.
Okay.
So you can right click to fire it and left click to activate its special ability.
Does that discard it?
Yes, so you can shoot it multiple times, but you can only use its ability once. Although except for the katana card, which is kind of your base card that you always have. So you always have a sword slash you can do.
This is so fast-paced, not only in like its concept and also gameplay, but and the music, it just feels, I don't know. It feels like I'm at a rave, but at the same time, like, visually it's very calm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice, like, very clean aesthetic. I mean, you are in heaven.
True.
So I guess it's trying to evoke that. The music's also done by an artist a band called Machine Girl, I believe, who are kind of popular hardcore jungle drum and bass artist.
Also, I like how I said that I feel like I'm at a rave. I've never been to a rave. I don't know what that feels like.
I've been to a rave.
Does it feel like a rave to you?
There was significantly less heaven and significantly less demons. I mean, there was a few demons, but,
To be expected.
there were less.
Didn't even break a sweat.
So you're ranking down when you rank up. What's that about?
Yes. Well, you're trying to get lower. You're trying to be like the number one rank. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're trying to go up the leaderboard.
Of course. And are there things in the story that set you back at all, do you know? Or is it just linear.
I haven't come across that yet. I haven't finished it. I'm a couple hours in.
Cool.
But yeah, the story is quite good. It's actually written by a writer who worked on a show called OK Go Heroes or something. I forget what it's actually called. Look it up. I'm sure people know it. It's a Cartoon Network thing.
Oh, and now there's this conversation. Is this?
So yes, this is sort of the dating part of it. I call it dating, but it's not really. You just kind of have gifts that you can give to these characters and get extra dialogue.
I completely forgot about the dating aspect of this because I was so caught up in the speedrunning side.
Yeah.
And there is actually quite a lot of story, I should say. Like I've edited out all the sort of most of the dialogue, but there is a lot of it. Almost too much in my opinion, but it's quite good. So it doesn't overstay its welcome too much, but there is a lot of it. So between every few missions, you're chatting to these people. Your character has amnesia, of course.
Naturally.
But these people kind of remember who you were in your life, and there seems to be something dodgy that happened. So there's a little bit of a mystery going on that you're trying to uncover through the dialogue and through these interactions.
You said it's not quite a dating sim, but this looks like textbook dating sim to me.
Yeah, and it's very flirty. There's quite a lot of innuendo.
Oh.
But I don't know. I almost wouldn't call any of them dates. And I don't think there's any. There could be some sexy time.
Oh la la.
But I don't know. I haven't got that far yet.
You're just hanging out. Just hanging out the neon bar.
Yeah, just hanging out.
Heaven, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And heaven's very strange as well. The angels are seen as New Yorker cats for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
They're just a couple of cats that have New Yorker accents.
Cool, man.
Yeah, it's a strange game. It's one of those games where you just there's a lot of style, and it's a lot of like if you describe it to people, you're gonna get that kind of video games sort of response. So you can see here, I've completely boned myself by not having the right cards. I've missed a demon. This run was never gonna work.
Wow. Is there different ways to do the run? Because it seems like cards keep respawning in the same place every time. Like, is it more of a puzzle with a solid answer, or do you feel like you can actually like play around a bit?
It depends on the level. Some I think are a lot more linear. Other ones give you a little bit more room to find a different path. Like there was definitely one I played earlier which had multiple paths, and I ended up kind of taking the optional or the other path back to the start and did it the wrong way around.
And do you have to kill those heads as well? Because you just dashed through one.
You do, because they're demons. So if you don't kill them, you won't be able to finish the level.
Oh, and now you're chasing someone.
So yeah, that gun is a machine gun that also shoots a explosive purple ball, which can act as an extra, like a double jump for you.
Oh yeah.
And then the yellow card is also a double jump. Its thing is purely a double jump. And the green card here is a stomp, which lets you fall down and blast enemies.
So do you have to swap between cards quite a lot?
You you don't have to. You can swap between them. And I feel like watching some of my footage back, I go, okay, if I'd swapped a card there, I would have been able to be a bit quicker and done something a bit sneakier.
Right.
But usually what it does is kind of give you the exact card you need at the exact right time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
So you kind of don't have to worry. You're not like frantically trying to swap. You can only ever have two different types of cards as well, I believe.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I've never come across an instance where I've had to sort of stop and like juggle my cards. It's not, it just wants to keep you moving very fast, picking stuff up.
So does it have that like sweet, sweet sense of flow that I am always looking for in a game like this?
Yeah, 100%. It's very Moorish. It's very speedy. You're just in there, level after level, super quick, super satisfying, and it really does encourage you to go back and just get a little bit faster each time.
And it also looks like they've really balanced not having too much kind of movement that would make you motion sick. Because I feel like that's a really tricky thing with these kinds of games. Like so often they can just be too much.
Good call.
Yeah, it's not too frantic. You're not spinning around doing anything too crazy. It kind of guides you quite well. You can always see more or less what's coming next. And if you can't, it's kind of a nice little surprise. Like here you go, okay, well I dashed through that.
Yeah, cool.
And then you just have to respond and use your gamer instincts.
Were you on mouse and keyboard or controller? Because this is very smooth.
It was mouse and keyboard.
Oh, wow. Steady.
But it is on Switch as well. But it's only on PC and Switch at the moment.
Gotcha.
I feel like this to me feels impossible with a controller. I know that I like grew up mouse and keyboard, but this kind of like Twitch-based shooter almost, I do not see it working with a controller personally.
It feels like a mouse and keyboard job for sure.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Is there an incentive to go back and finish the levels? Like, do you unlock upgrades or anything? Or to get like a higher rank?
Well, yeah. You first of all, you can get the gifts for the people back in the world. You can only get them on your second playthrough.
Okay.
I don't really show it there, but at the end of the level, depending on how you do, it gives you more stuff to find in the level. And there's also leaderboards, and pride. Just and because you have fun, you want to once you play through a level, you go, okay, I can see I could have maybe used that card better there, because like when I first play through, I'm almost holding on to them, trying to hoard all the cards without realizing that I could probably, use them more efficiently.
Okay, that's cool.
Pride is the true driving force behind any kind of gameplay.
Absolutely. Got to beat your friends on the leaderboard. So this level, I struggled a little bit with this one. Like, not struggle, but you can see I had to do a few little retries, because you have to stomp on these things, and then that gives you a boost. But I foolishly shot them,
Oh.
and then I was like, maybe I can still get over there. But it's so forgiving in the sense that it's like so quick.
No.
You mess it up, that's 10 seconds of your life lost. Like, not a big deal.
Absolutely. I really love the verticality. Like, they're really using the level design interestingly rather than just running in a straight line, which a lot of speedrun games do.
Yeah, and I think they do a fantastic job of just layering on all the new things. So you have a few levels with the cards and showing you these new mechanics. Like, okay, so stomping this gives you high jump. You learn that here, and then that gets added into the levels, and it's constantly layering on the little things you've discovered. And then eventually it starts to feel very satisfying as you're stringing it all together rapidly.
Amazing. How many levels are there?
That's a good question. I don't know. I would say probably, I want to say like 100,
Okay.
just at a guess, because I think you have 10 days of this competition, and each chapter I think has 10 levels.
Okay,
so
makes sense.
100 feels like a good guess, but that is just a guess.
Makes sense.
How complex did it get, like, in your time playing it? Was it like a real, you got to be pitch perfect, switch between cards a lot, or was it still kind of enough breathing room to think? How frantic do you think it gets?
I can imagine the later levels get like probably a bit more complicated, because like I say, this is only maybe, I think this was chapter 3, so maybe a third of the way through, if my guess is right. And it was starting to feel very precise, like you needed to time everything quite well. But it never felt overwhelming. I never felt like, I'm never going to be able to finish this level, this is too hard. Like, it's not extremely difficult. You just kind of have to see what you did wrong, or figure it out. Like there, I messed that up, didn't get through the wall, didn't use the card right at the right time, fell down.
No!
I am noticing that as soon as you know you've messed up, you're just bowing out. So you've obviously had to do a few levels a few times.
Yeah, you can just hit F, and it's like a 2 second, like not even a 2 second. You're just right back at the start. Very quick restarts, which is essential in a game like this. I think when you're going to make a lot of mistakes, you just want to be able to get back in with no loading.
Yeah. Are there leaderboards?
Oh, there would have to be.
There are leaderboards, yeah.
Great.
I could only see one with my friends at the time. I didn't see if there was other ones, but it only showed me my friends who had played. But I imagine there must be global ones as well.
Very cool.
So here was a level I tried to just bypass the demons,
Nice.
and it did not work.
No doubt. I mean, you killed one. That's nice.
I did kill one.
Do you think you'll come back to it after all is said and done? Are you that driven to get gold on every level?
I did enjoy my time with it. Yeah, I think I'll go back to it. I did enjoy the story. It is a lot of fun. It is very satisfying. There is sort of just the right amount of silliness and absurdity in the writing and the characters in the world, that it was just a lot of that, what WTF is going on. I kind of need to know more.
Yeah.
I feel like it's sometimes a really big ask, kind of like in this job, to go back to a game as well, because we have to be across so many things. There's always something new coming up that even if you were like, nah, I don't think I'm gonna play past what I have so far, I would still say it looks like you've enjoyed your time with it quite a lot, and I'm enjoying watching it. Like,
Same.
it looks like the kind of game that I would enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very Moorish, as I say. You just have those, like, everything's super bite-sized, super satisfying. Great sound design. Like, I'm not a big sort of drum and bass music fan. I wouldn't listen to it of my own free will, but it works. It works perfectly in this setup. You know, it's one of those things where playing this game made me appreciate the genre of music more.
A game like this feels like it needs tempo. Yeah.
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 And you're right, though. It does look like a game that you would see in a TV show where they're like, video games.
True.
It's almost like it doesn't look generic. I don't mean to say it looks generic, but because it's so kind of clean and head back to the core of gaming, I guess. Yeah, it's a very like it could be anything in a way.
Yeah.
It's fast and there's colors. That's video games, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think this is sort of a run where you can see how like everything really starts to string together. Just dashing through stuff, jump, dash through this guy. He gives you the cards.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There's an actual sense of speed. Because at first, when you're just kind of poking around, you're like, okay, this is all right. You got your own tempo. But no, this game is pushing you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the thing. As the early levels just give you a little taste of everything, and then eventually you start getting levels like that where you just go, okay, wow, that was an adrenaline rush. First run through, got gold. Like, that's a lot of fun, and you're hooked.
Amazing.
Well, thanks for showing that one off for us, Joe.
Oh, you're welcome.
And thanks for joining us, Jordo.
Thanks for having me.
What did you guys think of Neon White? Have you been playing it? Let us know what you thought in the comments below. And remember to check out the rest of the ABC Gamer channel for all kinds of cool stuff that we do. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time.